Buddy, I've got Dr. Raj on tonight. It's week 17. We aren't going to slow it down. I don't know what our off-season, I'll have to talk to him in a second about this, what our off-season kind of, I know we're probably not going to do every week, but maybe you come on a regular basis. Let's talk about that in a second. Guys, we're talking week 17 news and notes. Fournette doubtful. Michelle iffy with an illness. Jacobs is out. Odell expected to play. We're going to talk about DEEBO Samuel, see what Dr. Raj thinks, but it sounds like he's a go. And Winston questionable. Let's get to it. Dr. Raj, darn glad to have you here.
How's it going? Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. To follow up on what Smitty said, I'm looking at Adam Schefter at the Schefter report for players out on Sunday. So hang tight. Here we go. They include Zach Ertz, Nelson Aguilar, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Taylor Gabriel, Akeem Hicks, Jordan Wilkins, James Conner, Marquise Pouncey, Mark Ingram, Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Ramsey, D Ford, and Dwayne Brown. So it seems like there's a lot of players missing. Basically the Ravens are resting their starters.
Yeah, so let's actually, let me review that one more time, just from the big name perspective. So Conner, Lamar, McLaurin, Ertz,
Dalvin
Cook,
Ingram,
okay,
and Godwin and Moore. So a lot of big names.
Moore. DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So out. Let me put that on here.
Yeah. Week 17 though, if you have a fantasy game in week 17, your league didn't do you any justice.
Yeah, you need to get rid of that league, or
yeah,
you tell your commissioner you need to change that. That's ridiculous to be playing week 17. I stopped
all my leagues that have a weekend, like years ago. I was like, at this point in the season, a lot of the teams are resting players, or there's injuries. So you start picking up scraps, and it's kind of hard to run a fantasy game in week 17. A lot of these players aren't playing.
Yeah, Jacob. I mean, why would you? I almost feel like in this week, actually, this year, week 16 didn't end up being like week 17, but it appeared it was going to be. There were a lot of players that were really iffy. You didn't know what was going to go on, and then a lot of not a lot of big name players ended up sitting. Yeah, but it started to feel like it could have went that route. I hate week 16 even because you're so.
Yeah, those last few weeks, week 16 and 17, it's just by the end of the season, those injuries start taking their toll. Players need a rest. Playoffs are on the horizon, so they start, limiting players here and there. It's tough.
Danny Dimes or Deshaun Watson?
Oh man, I gotta go.
Watson's questionable.
Watson. That's a big game for them tomorrow.
Yeah, he's questionable, but he should play. I mean, stay on the news if Watson's out. Obviously, sit him. But
if he's out, you sit him. Yeah, of course.
I don't think you sit Watson. Austin with a super chat says Greg Ward or DeVante Parker standard. Got to go DeVante, right? There's nothing wrong with DeVante.
I got to go with DeVante. I play the hot hand. Nothing to lose. The Dolphins got to do whatever they're going to do. Yeah, they're going to have a decent game.
Austin, that feels like a no-brainer unless there's something I don't know about Parker. Like they're going to limit his time.
He's the play.
Rumor, one of the Silva brothers says, rumor has it if you hit Lynch hard enough, he blows up a bunch of Skittles. Okay.
I don't. True. We're gonna find out tomorrow when Fred Warner hits him.
Yeah, is he? How much run will Lynch get?
I don't think he's gonna do much. Honestly, my take of it is, I think it's more of a ratings ploy. He's here to get, he's just here so he don't get fined. Honestly, I think he'll get maybe 10 carries. I don't see him doing a lot of work. They signed Turbin also. I think they'll split it between him and Turbin. Niners play the power run game pretty good. I mean, he's still a big guy. He's still beast mode. You got to respect him. He's going to be hard to tackle. I don't think he's going to have a huge game. His first game, he hasn't played football in over a year. 34 years old. So.
Do you think he puts in more work in the after-game interviews or during the game?
Probably. He doesn't do much interviews, so probably during the game. He's not an interviewer.
So two carries would be more work than he doing an interview.
Oh, yeah.
I love how
so he doesn't get fined.
I love that one interview where he's like, what do you say, yeah to everything? Like,
yeah, he says, the Super Bowl one was the classic where he goes, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah. Like, so.
And did you see the one this week when he came back, his press conference, his comeback press conference? He said, Merry New Year. I'm just here. just how's it going? Happy holidays. Ain't left.
That's great. What's up, Aaron Mohammed? What's up, Brissett's dad? So should fantasy regular season be through week 10 through 14? I'm not saying that no one's going to move the fantasy playoffs it's going to take a lot for that to happen. I'm just saying I start feeling like week 16 is very shaky.
Yeah.
And then
I like having playoffs between 14, 15-ish.
Yeah, it just sucks that week 16 you're not going to get rid of it, but like that it just feels shaky. But Adrian Peterson, Armstead, or Burkhead with Sony out. Adrian Peterson, See, this is what sucks is like honestly, even the guys that are playing, you don't really have a good sense of what each team's gonna do. You just because he's starting or they don't rule somebody out doesn't mean that like someone like Burkhead isn't gonna either get all the carries or none of the carries. Like you don't know. Or Armstead, Armstead with Fournette doubtful feels like a decent play, but AP could get 120 yards and a touchdown, or he could get 4 carries. Like I hate week 17.
It's kind of a crapshoot. Honestly, I think Burkhead's the safe pick on that one.
Yeah.
I think he'd be the safer pick. But again, week 17 with those type of players, it's kind of a crapshoot.
And look,
I'd pick Burkhead if I had to really choose between them.
Look what happened with Boone. Everybody and their mother thought Boone was the start of the week. And then you have Amir Abdullah coming in and getting a lot of work. So don't expect Armstead to 100% be the guy that gets like all the carries if Fournette's out. He probably is, but Boone felt probably is material heading into that week 16, and he laid an egg, man. I still got your cough lingered for a while. Mine's still lingering, dude.
I'm telling you, it took me about a month. It's a rough one now.
Can you guys hear okay out of this mic, this new mic? I'm trying it out. I like it a lot. You can mute it. It's pretty cool looking, but I want to know the quality. You guys feel like the quality is good? Let me know. I'm mad I didn't start Joe tonight. Think J.K. Dobbins bailed me out. Yo, Smitty and Raj. What's up? Daniel Jones or Marco? Daniel Jones. What? Daniel Jones, Marco? I don't know what you're saying. Jacoby?
Daniel Jones or who?
I don't know what he's saying. I don't know. Yeah, it's good, says Thomas. Okay. I don't know. I just can't hear. Is it better than, like, I don't know if you guys can, like, just think back. Is it better than the old mic? I don't know.
I like it. It looks cool.
My Yeti's really good. I just don't. I feel when I did some testing, I just felt like this one was kind of like shoddy, but it's a really good mic. It's got great reviews. I love the color.
Mic.
We'll see. What else do we got here? So let's talk a little 2020 in this live because I mean honestly I'll answer questions as we go. Your mic is a bit loud. Okay, let me hype this down a little bit. Dr. Raj, talk for me.
So, about 2020?
2020.
Man, so 2020, after the playoffs, so this is different. This year, the Niners are actually winning, so I'll be doing a lot of, hopefully, playoff stuff, deep runs. But after that, off-season, we talk about rookies, we talk about draft picks, prospects, things like that. Like you said, rookies and future dynasty players and things like that. So I think maybe moving forward, we could talk about players to target in a dynasty league, players to target, rookies, up-and-coming stars, breakout players.
Thanks, Ricky.
Those are the things that people want to look at,
so
for the future.
What? Let's go through the wide receivers. So who's the number one wide receiver? Mike Thomas, without question, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Mike Thomas is by far hands down. He had a hell of a season
this year. Who's everybody's vote for number 2 for wide receivers for 2020?
I still think it's got to be Hopkins.
2020.
He had a little bit of a down year in his terms, but you still got to go Hopkins.
Okay, so we'll go Mike Thomas. And anybody object for DeAndre Hopkins as the number 2? So we'll put Thomas as 1, Hopkins 2. Who's 3?
Oh, this is where it starts getting dicey because in the fantasy world, you had some players that stepped up.
Let me read off a list I have here, and that'll kind of help us along here. So wide receiver wise, Hopkins, Mike Thomas, we got those guys. Julio, I've got Julio a lot lower than a lot of people.
I was just gonna say he's not anywhere. He's great, but he's getting older. I don't think he's top 5.
Adams,
he's inconsistent. Injuries hurt him this year.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I guess you could say he's top 5. I don't think he's number 3 though.
Godwin's, Evans.
You probably put Godwin or Evans.
Cooper, Allen. I'm just reading off down the Golladay. Yeah, I mean, so who would your number 3 be?
My 3, I'd probably put. Honestly, Godwin played like it went before the injury. You got to give him all the credit. He played a hell of a season.
I just wonder if Winston went away. Do you believe, like, let's say he got benched because I know he's they have no better option, but if they're not winning games or they're not going to go far into the playoffs, eventually they're going to be like, we got to make a change, man, for the offense.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So if he goes away,
Godwin and Evans, more so Godwin, his value's tied to Winston. He puts up offensive numbers, but he puts up a lot of interceptions. He wants $30 million, he already said. I don't know if they're going to give him $30 million.
I feel like if Winston went away, got benched, got hurt, Evans would survive better than Godwin would survive.
Yeah, Evans is a great receiver, so I think he would.
So I have a tough time putting Godwin 3. I don't mind him being like near 5. In the chat, we'll kind of do it as a whole group. Me and you will have a heavier weight, but we're going to look at this chat here. So we got Adams.
I'm going to base it off of this year. He had a heck of a year. You're right. If Winston's there, he stays, because with Evans, he drew so much single coverage because of Evans getting all the attention, and Godwin blew up.
Hill, Adams, Hill, Adams, Hill. Godwin. I'm reading all the votes.
I take Hill, maybe 3 or 4. Tyreek Hill's
1 AJ Brown. I love AJ Brown, but he's way too high for AJ Brown. But I love AJ Brown.
AJ, but I wouldn't say top 5 yet. He's gonna be. AJ Brown's gonna be a stud. McLaurin's gonna be a stud.
Yeah. AJ Brown and McLaurin and
DEEBO.
I like DEEBO. I think McLaurin and AJ Brown though specifically, and Hollywood Brown maybe even. These guys are top 5 to 10 wide receivers of the future. I just don't know about right out the gate.
He can do good, That offense is gonna.
I say Adams. We got most votes in here say Adams or Hill. Can you get on board with Adams?
Yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't like Adams. I think the injuries really hurt him. But
okay, let's put Adams then Hill, and then so that's Mike Thomas, Hopkins, Adams, Hill, and then if we have number 5, Godwin or Evans, what do you guys want to go with in the chat? Raj says Godwin. I think most people are going to say Godwin over Evans. I get a lot of Evans hate when I do anything with Evans.
You got to respect Godwin's numbers this season. He put up a hell of a season.
I'm just not ready to make him my first rounder, which is what this is, borderline first round material in a PPR is the top 5 wide receivers. And I'm just like, I can't draft Godwin as my number 1 guy. I love Godwin. I just can't draft him as my number 1 guy.
I know it's hard to grasp that actually. When you put it in that perspective, it does change.
Yeah, because think of your team. Think what your team's going to look like. You're going to have Godwin, and I'm not saying if you pick Godwin, you're probably picking near the bookend, so it's not like you can almost mix and match your first and second round picks when you have picks that close. But you're talking about Godwin and, like, name a second rounder. I don't know. You could throw out, like, a Kelsey, a Kittle, and I just feel like those 2 guys don't feel, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to put them in. I see what you're saying. It's hard to put Godwin at the top when there's so many there's so many guys that you'd want to draft ahead of him. Just because he had a good season, it's hard to put him there. But you got to respect the season he did have.
So we have the available options are Hill gone, Adams gone, Mike Evans, Cooper, Godwin, Keenan Allen. I'm just trying to look as deep as I can so we're not forgetting somebody. Lockett, kind of going upward. Golladay, KUPP, Hilton. None of these guys are even close to worthy of it.
I like Cooper KUPP.
I like Cooper KUPP, but again, I'm not picking him in my top 14 or something like that.
It's tough. These receivers kind of a little bit of a down year for receivers.
We got a couple Julio Jones votes. Julio didn't crack my top 24 when I did a top 24 overall, and I took a lot of heat for that. And, you know, looking back, I can understand like a few players that I could have maybe thrown Julio in there. But I was making
he had a down year.
I was making a bold statement with it, and I still believe it. I firmly believe I will avoid Julio at all costs. Although I would, in a mock draft, say that he probably will go in any draft in the top of the second round. I think at the very least. So like mocking, should I put him in there in a mock draft? Maybe, just so people understand, and then kind of notate, hey, I wouldn't take him.
But I think people draft like Julio. I love Julio. He's a great receiver. Probably one of the best receivers we've had in a long time. But people are drafting him, again, based on his name. And I probably took a lot. I'm going to take a lot of stuff for saying this, but you're drafting Julio based on his name, but he's kind of dropping down. He's getting older. Production's dropping down. I see it the way you see it.
He had, I think, 9 straight games from like week 4 or 5 or whatever it was. 9 straight games without a TD. And he just had 2 TDs in one game, and so everyone's kind of high on him. The last 2 weeks he's done really good. But I just kind of think he's going to, do what he did more of the mid-season. People are panicking about him. It's his last 2 weeks that people are like, "Oh, he's back," and I'm not going to I'm going to take into account his whole season. But so are you guys okay with the sunscreen? I got Thomas, Hopkins, Adams, Hill, Godwin, Evans. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good top 5. I think that's good.
Based on what you guys are saying in the chat, I think a lot of people want Julio next.
Julio,
I mean, I'm going to avoid him here, but it's getting close to where I'd maybe.
They like the name, but if you look at the season, you got to go off the stats, and he just didn't put up the numbers this year.
Yeah. So do we go with? I'm trying to see here. You got Amari Cooper. You got Lockett, Keenan Allen. Who am I missing here?
I say Lockett.
Who am I missing here, guys? I feel like I'm missing somebody. DeVante Parker is just a little high for me, Aaron. But I get that you like him. I think he's a beast, but I just don't know if I trust him right yet.
I wouldn't say top 10 just yet.
I'd say like outside top 10, he could be really good.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all say Julio is falling off, but he finished top 5. He only finished top 5 because the last 2 weeks. Now, his last 2 weeks were his last 2 weeks. You can't take that away. His stats are his stats. I really do hate when people do that. So let me preface that. When people are like, if you take out his 2 5 TD games, so-and-so wouldn't have done good. But those are his stats, man. He did it. But
stats don't lie.
Yeah, I don't know.
We take a lot of heat for that, but, I mean, just didn't have the season that, you'd expect from a top receiver.
Yeah. I mean, he depending on scoring, he did finish, let's see. Let me pull up a league. He was like near borderline top 10, and then his last 2 weeks he did tear it up, so he might have.
Yeah, the Niners game was the game that he kind of stepped back and he tore it up.
Let's see. Players. Wide receivers. We'll go based on all wide receivers. Scoring. Julio finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Surprisingly higher than I thought. 5 in this league here. This is a weird year for receivers, though. I mean,
that's what I was saying. It was kind of an odd year for receivers.
Yeah, so
they didn't have the big impact that they've had in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
with all the passing numbers, inflated numbers. This wasn't like huge receivers, Michael Thompson did, but I didn't see a lot of consistency.
He finished 5, and we have him 7. I don't think that's that disrespectful. So, it's not like we're putting him 15th here. We're putting him at 7.
Top 10.
He finished number 5. Amari Cooper.
Yeah, you could probably put Amari.
Or who are we going here? Some CHARK votes. Wow, that's early. I love CHARK. Though CHARK's another one. CHARK, McLaurin, and AJ Brown. I freaking love.
I love AJ. He's going to be a stud in this league.
Golladay? I think Golladay is a good number 8.
I was just saying Golladay, and then maybe Amari Cooper. You throw those 2 guys in there.
Golladay, 9, Cooper. I love how people get, and I'm not saying anybody in this chat, but people get so upset when you predict a bust. Like, who cares?
Nobody likes to hear negative things.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm predicting Julio to drop off, like, that's fine. If you're predicting Thomas to drop off next year, I'm not going to like rip you down. I'm going to be like, I don't agree, but dude, I'm fine with it.
That's your opinion. Everybody has them.
Yeah, Diggs, not yet. I like
on Diggs and Thielen. You know, the Vikings receivers had a lot of injuries this season. Unfortunately, they probably would have finished in the top 10. But
Austin says you like Parker over Greg Ward, even with Gilmore shadowing him. Well, didn't we hear that Parker was going to get shadowed the week prior, and he did pretty darn good.
Yeah, and honestly, I think a lot of these teams are just they're just gonna play football. They're like Parker. He's got this is the last game of the season. He's gonna let it loose. I think he's gonna play good.
Can we put AJ Brown at 10? Anybody think is that too early?
No, I think a little early.
So we got Lockett, we got Cooper Kupp, we have I'm trying to think of all the wide receivers. If I miss any, call it out. Keenan Allen, and then past that, man, I think we're like right there. You know, Diggs. Wait, who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Let me pull up some rankings real quick.
Juju. Ah, rough one.
Juju. Damn.
Edelman.
Damn Juju.
Yeah, I know. It was a rough year for him.
Juju's a good buy low in Dynasty, though.
Very good buy low.
I know no one's going to want to hear it. Everyone's going to be all upset about it.
How about your boy, AB, Antonio Brown? Saints.
Yeah? That's a thought.
I think even if he signs, he's not gonna play. He'll be on the exempt list.
Yeah, I mean, we called that, man, when people were talking about how he's going to escape everything, and sure enough, man,
Crazy.
dude played one game for the Patriots and landed on the exempt list. Okay, wide receivers. Let's pull up Dynasty. Sutton is somebody we could talk about. Allen Robinson, I guess. Edelman, as you said.
Sutton.
AJ.
I forgot Sutton. I like him.
AJ Brown. Let's see. Load. Juju Edelman is good too. Smitty missing DJ Moore. I don't know if I'm missing DJ Moore. I think it might be time to talk about DJ Moore. I'm not missing him.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to him.
He's right around this spot.
He's around like 15, around that area.
But I don't think it's like we passed him over. Okay, so Amari Cooper we're missing. Juju should be in the top 20 conversation, though. I think he should. I mean,
at least top 20. He has the skill, but...
Odell, where do we start talking about Odell? It's so hard to believe in Odell anymore. But
I mean, I feel the same thing. If you're gonna put Juju in the top 20, you got to put OBJ in the top 20.
Yeah,
they both had a down season, but a lot of factors played into that.
Keenan,
both teams were just offensively not what we thought or what people thought.
Keenan Allen. So are we gonna go with Sutton, Odell, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, or AJ Brown?
What number are we on?
Number 10.
10. Oh, I'll go Sutton.
You guys okay with Sutton? AJ Brown, Keenan Allen.
Sutton, and then I say Keenan Allen after him.
Who wants AJ Brown? Who wants Sutton?
You want AJ Brown.
I do want AJ Brown.
I like him.
I'm not going to force it on everybody, though, but I just want to make sure. There was a lot of AJ Browns up above, so I'm surprised there's not more now. Who else did I say? We have Cooper, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is probably the best spot for 10, and then maybe we start getting bolder.
Yeah,
let's go.
Cooper.
Let's go Cooper.
No,
we have Cooper 8.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I thought I didn't know if we put
or 9. I'm sorry, we have Amari Cooper 9.
So Cooper. I would go Cooper, Sutton, Keenan Allen, AJ Brown.
Well, Aaron Muhammad says AJ Brown. Brown all day says Andrew. Keenan Allen says Chuck. Brown all day says Andrew again. Andrew's saying it 3 times to try and get 3 votes.
Okay,
but
so AJ Brown all day.
Only counts once. DJ Moore, Brissett's dad, is preaching.
I like DJ Moore, but I think after AJ Brown.
Carry on or Armstead. I don't know, man. Carry on or Armstead this week. Carry on Johnson or Armstead. I don't even know.
Or Armstead.
We don't know how many carries Carry On's going to get, man. But I guess
I'll probably go. Yeah, it's tough.
I guess
maybe
Carry On.
Armstead.
Let's go AJ Brown. I have a couple AJ Brown votes have come in, so let's do it. Okay, now we're going to go with number 11. Who did you say? Sutton? I like that.
Yeah, I like Sutton.
Okay, so 11, Sutton. 12, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, yeah.
13.
Maybe we put Golladay in there.
Damien says if you've seen this, hit the like button. Damien, I'll give you the visual. Sorry, what'd you say, Dr. Raj?
Golladay, do we have him in there?
Yeah, Golladay, we have 8.
Yeah, 8? Oh, I thought that was Cooper.
Cooper's 9. Sorry.
Okay, Cooper 8. Okay. And then DJ Moore, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. DJ Moore.
I like DJ Moore. And then is we can start talking about
What about Lockett?
We don't have Lockett up there?
No. Do we move him up?
Move him up. Put him up above. Put him right after, maybe after or before Keenan Allen, around that area.
What about at 11 above Sutton?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put Lockett.
Tyler's Lockett.
So, Sutton's 12, Allen's 13, DJ Moore's 14. How's that looking, guys?
Looks good.
Slayton. Not yet, Brissett's dad. I like Slayton, though. We got one DEEBO vote.
DEEBO! He's coming next season.
Hit the thumbs up on the way in, people. Cooper KUPP.
Cooper KUPP. Yeah, we put Cooper KUPP.
Let's see. Let me read off who's not yet taken. So we got JUJU available. Odell.
Not ahead of Cooper KUPP.
Isn't it weird? We have Odell so far when he's like talent wise. Odell, JUJU, Odell, Diggs, Cooper KUPP, CHARK. I like CHARK.
I do like CHARK.
Do we do CHARK over Cooper KUPP?
I'd put Cooper KUPP above him though. Cooper KUPP he's PPR machine, and in PPR league, Cooper KUPP is solid, man.
Okay, so I feel like hopefully we're not missing anybody. Call it out if we're missing somebody, guys. Lockett, Sutton, Allen, DJ Moore, Cooper KUPP, CHARK. You got DEEBO still out there. Marquise Brown.
I wouldn't put them up top 20.
Oh, what about Parker? DeVante Parker.
Yeah, put him next. Yeah, you know what? You gotta put him next.
Do we put Parker up above like DJ Moore and Allen, like Sutton above Sutton, or right?
No, I go Sutton, Allen. Then you could probably put Parker.
Yeah, I think Parker's got enough risk that.
Because you got to remember, because at the beginning of the season, Parker really wasn't anything, and he kind of came on midway.
And he's vanished before.
Yeah, he has. He goes through stretches where you're like, where is this guy?
And he plays for the freaking Dolphins. Okay.
Yeah.
McLaurin.
Oh, Scary Terry.
Landry, Thielen, Diggs. Oh, Big Timer's back. Big Timer, where the hell you been, bro? He says, life has been busy. Hope everybody's doing well. Damn, Big Timer. It's been quite a while, bro. I thought something happened to you. We're going to put the bat signal up for you. We put it up for Umberger. Let me see if I have it handy, the bat signal. I don't know. Somewhere. Glad to see you here, Big Timer. KIRK, not yet, but I like KIRK. McLaurin, we're getting close. Edelman's deserving.
You could probably put Scary Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
I like the spot for him.
Thielen. Okay, let's go with McLaurin. This is such a weird year because, like, at 18, I could maybe rank the guys I'm ranking here like at 11. You know what I mean? Like 18 could go at 11. 11 could go at 18. Like these are all really close calls, you know. Like CHARK, I could argue CHARK at 12 or 11, but we have it at 17 too, you know. Landry's a good one to at least bring up.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry was.
Allen Robinson, he's having a big year.
Yeah, I forgot all about him.
Ridley, Diggs.
Ridley was good. Diggs is good. You could probably put those guys in this area.
So maybe we'll put who did I say before that?
Let's go Landry. Maybe Diggs. And then who else? Landry, Diggs.
And then so it was Landry, Diggs. It was
Ridley,
Allen Robinson, DK.
Allen Robinson. Oh, you know what? Let's put Allen Robinson before we put ahead of all those guys, and then
where? 11.
So Allen Robinson, and then Diggs.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we'll take Landry out and put Allen Robinson.
Yeah. Okay.
A-Rob, and then we'll put Landry in the missed the cut. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got in missed the cut. Landry. Thielen's old, but I think Thielen's like
hamstring, man.
I think he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
But this is for 2020. This isn't really Dynasty. DK. So DK Ridley.
DK Metcalf. He could be a good Dynasty player.
DK Ridley. Hilton. KIRK.
Yeah, TY.
Woods.
I like that. You
So
got DEEBO.
DK Ridley. DEEBO. KIRK. Woods.
OBJ.
Yeah. Whoops.
Juju.
Odell. Juju. We'll put those guys first on the missed the cut list. But do we want to move Odell or Juju up above in the top 20? So Lockett.
No.
Okay.
They'll be a good. They'll be a good
Edelman.
player to bounce back next year.
Edelman. Looks pretty good though. I mean, it's crazy. You look at it and you're like, man, should I go running back this year more than ever? Because you have guys like, I mean, I like Amari Cooper. Don't get me wrong, but you have guys like Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, Evans, and Godwin. You don't know what's going on there. Aside from the top four, Thomas, Hopkins, Adams, and Hill, I feel like there's enough question marks between Godwin down to Cooper that I'd almost rather have two AJ Browns, or you could get Lockett and look at Parker, or DJ Moore and CHARK. You could get two receivers in 11 to 20 range for wide receivers, and you space that with quarterbacks, tight ends, and running backs getting drafted. That pushes all those 11 to 20 wide receivers into like third and fourth round range.
Kind of nice.
And so, would you go running back, and then take a Lockett and Cooper Kupp?
I would do that. I wouldn't take, because you're right. Like you said, with Godwin and the situation's kind of up in the air. You can kind of take a running back. I would probably go two running backs and then take your receivers, because it's really not heavy at the top with those receivers, and the drop off in talent really isn't that much.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man.
Tough.
It's pretty interesting. So what do you guys think? Anybody want to move some of those players around? Anybody missing that we totally botched? That's happened before. I've done a video. I've been totally forgot, some big name player.
Right. We'll see, we forgot this guy.
Like that's what happens when you do something live. Lamar. Yeah, Lamar. Where are you taking Lamar next year if you had to put like an overall pick on it?
He's going to be him. It's so this year, everybody, Mahomes was the top quarterback, and Deshaun Watson, Lamar. I say you can make the case that Lamar is your top quarterback on the board, or Patrick Mahomes. Those are your 1A, 1B.
But where? Like in your overall in a draft? Is he your first round? Is he a first rounder?
I think he's a first rounder, because not only is he going to get you points passing, he's going to get you a couple passing touchdowns, but he also gives you running touchdowns. So his value is huge. He gives you running back value plus the quarterback value. He could get you 4 touchdowns in a heartbeat, you know. So I think he has first round value because of the way he runs and the way he plays.
Yeah, he's like a running back, man. It's like having a running back in a. It was like Michael Vick was, truly Michael Vick was like a running back and a quarterback. It was like you're getting both.
And that's what I see with Lamar. It's crazy because he'll get you like, he only had 1 passing touchdown, 150 yards. Then you look, you're like, oh, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, 75 rushing yards. It's like, whoa. So then it boosts up your points, and you can have a huge day because he does literally everything for that team. He does running, passing. He does it all.
Yeah, he does. I'm taking Lamar at 2.04. Brissett's dad says, well, that's about the latest you're going to get him, I think, at this point, man.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to be a top. He's going to, because there's so much hype on him, on Lamar. It's kind of like with Mahomes last year. He was flavor of the month, and they hyped him up, and Mahomes is a great player. The offense is very dynamic. They can put up tons of points. 5 touchdowns is easy for a guy like that, and, rightfully so. He was a high draft pick. So I think Lamar, though, because of his running abilities, he can get you a lot of points.
Yeah. But, everyone's fear with taking a QB early is that they usually, history doesn't always repeat itself. There's always that.
It's not always smart, but a guy like we talked about, like Mahomes, he's going to give you that much. His value is so high in quarterbacks. The disparity between him and the next best quarterback is huge. So you can basically win your leagues on a guy like that. I think Lamar Jackson can help you win a league.
I think you got muffled there.
I think, with a guy like Lamar Jackson, you can win a league with him. I think you can.
Yeah. I think you can too. But back to what I was saying, most people fear the fact that most QBs don't repeat themselves once they do what Lamar did or have the season that they had. But I keep telling people, man, don't just go because history's done this. History, like, things get patterns get broken. Like there's gonna be a time where it does happen. It does get repeated. And banking on a once-in-a-lifetime type of quarterback, and we got 2 of them in Mahomes and Lamar, I think that's a good bet. So if you want to bank on that. But also, you should be playing in multiple leagues. You should be able to do this approach, taking a QB early in like 1 league. And then if you want to wait, do it in another.
I think the league is changing. It's changing. Before, you didn't really want to take a quarterback early and this and that, but the league is changing, and it's QB friendly, and offenses are going to put up huge numbers, and quarterbacks will get you huge stats. You get a lot of points for those touchdowns.
Let's play a game. Alvin Kamara and Mike Evans next year. Just redraft, not dynasty.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara, Mike Evans, or Lamar and Kittle.
That's tough. I'll take Lamar and Kittle.
And go running back shopping later and wide receiver shopping later.
And then take your picks later, because we just talked about wide receivers. You find some good value later in the draft.
Let's put that up on screen and see what everybody thinks. That's a good question. That's a tough one, huh?
That's a tough question.
So
Lamar's going to get you so many points.
Who?
I think I think so, because.
Who would you rather have in 2020? Who did I say? I said Kamara.
Kamara and
Evans. Or Lamar and Kittle. What do you guys think of that question?
It's a tough one. I think Lamar can win your leagues, and then you just get great tight end. Tight ends are hard to find, really, great ones. You fill up the rest of your spots with
okay.
Receivers and running backs.
Big Timer says give him Kamara and Evans. Chuck says Kamara and Evans. Lamar all day says Mohammed.
Lamar all day.
Give me Kyler later. Someone takes Lamar. What did Brissett's dad say? Someone takes Lamar early in the first round. They will have Terrible running backs. I don't know. You're supposed to have weaker running backs when you do an approach like that, but that's by design, you know. I think if you go Lamar running back, that's why I posed that question to you. Like, I posed the question of Lamar, who I think is like the most exciting, better player of all the players involved. But I also pinned it to a non-running back at all strategy so that it make it harder to choose Lamar. And you still pick Lamar, and some people are still
pick
picking
him because you can win a league with him. And I know the argument is your running backs are going to be weak. Not necessarily. If you draft smart and you get some big time sleepers, because you know.
Okay, give me a second round running back.
Ooh, let's see. Second round running back. Probably. Look.
Anybody throw one out if you've got one. Just a second round running back.
Let me try. Look, I'm looking.
Chubb might be a first rounder though.
I was gonna say Chubb. Maybe. Let's see. Chubb probably is a good one, and then you got my boy Le'Veon Bell. Have a bounce back.
I think he won't go in the second round though.
I think he's
Carson's a good running back to say second rounder.
Chubb.
Chubb might go first, but he's borderline. I think some people have him top 6 or 7. So if Kareem Hunt leaves, the buzz will kick in and Chubb will be a top 7 overall pick. I guarantee that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Aaron Jones. That's a good. Do you think he goes in the first round or does he go in the second?
I think he goes second round.
Okay, let's pose this question. Lamar and Jones. Let's try this. What do you guys think of this? On the screen, answer this question right away. Who would you rather have in 2020? Mike Thomas and Chubb or Lamar and Aaron Jones?
No, Lamar and Aaron Jones.
Okay. So I feel like adding a running back with Lamar solidifies the Lamar pick.
Yeah.
Lamar and a receiver, Lamar and a tight end. I know you like Lamar and Kittle better. That's just of those two questions. But I think if I'm going to go, I've got Odell spelled wrong here. Hold on, it's bothering me. If I'm going to go the Lamar in the first round approach, I'm taking a running back in the second round. I think I have to do that. So Lamar and Aaron Jones feels really good. I think that feels damn secure.
No, that's smart. It's a smart move.
Lamar and Jones says, Andrew, Fournette, top 5 next year. Not for me, man. I'm staying clear of Fournette at that value. But I wouldn't blame you for liking him. I just feel like he's been worked a ton. He's injury prone, in my opinion, and his rushing style and how he's used is one that oftentimes will, I think, lead quicker to breakdown.
Yeah, he'll burn out.
All right, let's play this game again. McCaffrey. And if you're picking at the top, at the bottom of the first round, you're looking at like a Amari Cooper. So McCaffrey and Cooper or Lamar and Godwin.
Oh, really like McCaffrey.
What do you guys think? Comment.
But that's tough. Cooper. Godwin. It's tough. I'd probably go. This is close. This might be the only time I pick against Lamar because I like Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I'd go McCaffrey and Godwin.
You know why I put Cooper in there? He's not my favorite second round player. Like he's going to go in the second round, and I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could take him. I don't know if I could trust him.
I don't know either, but McCaffrey, man, that's tough. I'm really thinking about it. I could probably go Lamar, but McCaffrey. It's hard to pass on McCaffrey.
What if I make Cooper AJ Brown?
Then I go McCaffrey.
Okay.
And AJ.
So you like AJ Brown better than Cooper, even though I'm with you here. I rank Cooper
I think
higher.
He has more upside. He's young. He has a lot more upside.
But what does that say about our ranking? Because like we both want to rank Cooper higher because we feel like we have to, or because I'd rather have AJ Brown. You know?
Yeah, but also you got to respect in a ranking situation. I think it's different because you have to look at the body of work. Cooper's had the bigger body.
Yeah.
Of work. AJ Brown's a rookie. It's hard to rate a rookie that high. I mean, he's
great. But maybe what that tells us is that the little asterisk needs to be next to AJ Brown in a ranking, saying, "Hey, I rank him here because you probably shouldn't be taking him in the top 8 to 10 because you can get him later. You can wait.
Exactly.
But
he has better value.
But I love AJ Brown probably down deep more than I love Cooper. Call me crazy, but AJ Brown to me is going to be a freaking beast, and
he's going to be stud. He's going to be a stud.
He could be the next Calvin Johnson. I wouldn't put it past AJ Brown because of his skill, and his situation appears good right now. You know, he finally has a quarterback throwing the football to him in Tannehill.
Yeah, 'cause when the season first started, nobody, Mariota couldn't get him the ball, but now
it wouldn't shock me at all if AJ Brown finished in the top 5 wide receivers in 2020.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Bold prediction time. Number 1 bold prediction time. AJ Brown finishes in the top 5 for all wide receivers in 2020.
Well, that's pretty bold, but I think it's not impossible. He's a good receiver, great route runner. He's physical. He's got a big body. He can jump up. Great red zone threat.
Yeah, I don't think he understands how physical and how physically gifted he is. And I always talked about Calvin Johnson, how he had a spatial intelligence. Michael Jordan was number 1, probably will be number 1 till the end of time in sports for having spatial intelligence, knowing how to use his body to like push off and get into the right space. Calvin Johnson was similar, didn't have it quite yet. Terrell Owens, same thing. When he got into the league as a rookie, he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
and he learned how to use his body. But I think AJ Brown doesn't even know how to navigate the space around him yet. But his spatial intelligence, if it is, hopefully he can improve upon it. And if he can master his size and how to manipulate the space around him and the defenders and where they are and where the ball is, like Calvin Johnson was so good at that. And I think if you can use your body, and because he's got that big huge frame, and when you have that big huge frame, if you can use your body to manipulate the space around you, you can catch a pass over anybody. And I think AJ Brown's in the making. AJ Brown is in the making of becoming that good.
He's going to be a beast. I think once he figures out how strong he is, what he can do with his body, I think he's just going to put himself in a situation when he sees a ball at a certain angle, he's going to be like, oh, okay, if I put myself here, I can make this catch, and the defender can't even stop me, can't even attempt to stop me. And then that's the thing. He's just learning. Like, I don't even think he scratched the surface.
And I hope he realizes how good he is at it. Some people never develop that intelligence.
He's good. He's a good young receiver.
I think he's going to be top 5. So, toss out a first rounder that we haven't talked about yet.
First rounder that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah.
Elliott. We'll go Zeke Elliott. And let's see, Zeke Elliott and Tyreek Hill.
Oh, good one.
Versus Lamar Jackson and let's see, Lamar Jackson.
Probably looking like
Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's a good one. Elliott and Hill, Lamar and Evans. Damn, that's such a tough one. What do you guys think? I think I'd draft one in one league and one in another. They're like dead even to me.
See which one does better.
I could build a championship team around either of those two. I think because Lamar is kind of a risk because of the historical trends of a QB replicating, especially a running QB. He is more prone to injury. There is some risk.
True. Those running
quarterbacks,
man.
Yeah, adding
their legs.
Given he's a risk, and given that Evans is also kind of a risk, I feel like Elliott and Hill is a little bit safer. But
they're safer.
Hill's kind of a risk too, man. That guy could.
You got wrecked up this season.
Yeah, Hill could, but Hill not only got destroyed. I don't know how he came back from that collarbone injury that quick.
Some
But
of these guys just heal crazy. These athletes heal so crazy. Like J.J. Watt coming back from that pec injury is insane. But for the Niners, Quan Alexander, he tore his pec 4 days later, and he's trying to come back in the playoffs. That's crazy.
yeah. Let's see. Let's take Lamar out. And
Okay.
would you rather have Cook, Dalvin Cook, and let's see here. Carson or Aaron Jones and Jacobs?
I go Dalvin and Carson.
Dalvin and Carson, okay.
Just because I like Dalvin more than I like Aaron Jones.
Dynasty wise, would you rather have the okay, I'm going to play a new game. Would you rather have the 1.01 rookie pick or said player? So 1 point. You want the 1.01 rookie pick or the player I'm going to name, and I'm going to roll through a different player. So 1.0. You what?
Let's roll the dice on the player.
Well, yeah, I'm going to give you a name, and you tell me which one you want.
Okay, yeah.
So would you rather have the 1.01 rookie in a dynasty league or Odell Beckham Jr.?
Oh,
Me-
that's tough. I'll take the rookie.
Yeah, for me, no question about it. Like,
yeah,
super simple.
I don't know what you're gonna get. OBJ's.
Kenny Golladay or the 1.01 rookie pick. I'm working up, so I'm assuming you're gonna probably rather have the rookie pick for
I'm
now.
gonna go rookie again. Take the rookie.
It's gonna get harder.
Okay.
1.01 or Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
1.01 or Derrick Henry.
Ooh. Oh. I like Henry, but he's banged up a lot. Go with the rookie.
1.01 or Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
1.01 or Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
1.01 or George Kittle over the middle.
Kittle over the middle.
I'd have to say I slot the 1.01 really, really damn high because I feel like it's going to produce a top 5 running back for the future. I have McCaffrey, I have Elliott, I have Barkley, I have Cook, I have Hopkins, I have Mike Thomas, I have Kamara probably, Lamar, probably Adams, probably Adams if I didn't say him already, Hill. And honestly, I'd rather, and you can, I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like this, but I'd rather have the 1.1, if I'm in a dynasty league and I'm building, I'd rather have the 1.01 over Godwin, over Evans, over Julio, over Golladay, over Cooper Kupp, over Amari Cooper, over Nick Chubb. That's going to rub people the wrong way. Over pretty much everybody else I didn't just name, which means that I value the one. And now, let me preface that you don't need to make that kind of trade because you could probably get the 1.01 cheaper. So I'm never going to be put in that position. I'm merely trying to slot the 1.01 in a place where I see it value-wise. Like, how do I value it? And then you go and take that and try and get it cheaper. So nobody go out and try and trade Hill for the 1.01. You should be able to get much, much more. I'm just merely telling you where I value it, where I see it actually ending up.
I see.
And so that puts it at about end of the first round. Like 1 point or 2.01, like top of the second round value. That's where I feel that player's worth. So Jake says he agrees. Who else disagrees? It's okay if you do.
I agree with that.
Dynasty, of course. Hill. Chuck says preach. Chuck agrees. Chuck, we knew that though. We're like-minded. Aaron Muhammad says he agrees. So, but again, guys, go get that pick a lot lower in value. You know, you probably could get the 1.01 a little bit cheaper. Maybe not that much cheaper. Would you rather have like CHARK and Melvin Gordon or the 1.01?
I'd probably take the 1.1 over those guys.
That'd be a tough debate. The only thing with Gordon is you don't know what you're going to get. Drake, let's talk Drake.
You don't. It's tough. I mean, it's like a crap. It's like you're rolling the dice on that, honestly.
Okay, how good will Kenyon Drake be in 2020? I talked a lot about this in my last video. I think Drake is either going to be really good or he's going to be misused, and it's going to disappoint everybody. We've seen the Cardinals do a lot of both good and bad things with those fantasy players in 2019. So it wouldn't shock me if they misused Drake, but they did go after him. They have an opportunity right now to not use Drake, and they're using him. So to me, I feel like they're painting a picture for us that this guy is going to be used a ton in 2020. He's going to be the focal point, but he will enter 2020 with a bunch of risk. You've got to know that. If you're going to go drafting Drake at the top of the second round, DJ better not be in the picture. Otherwise, you're overpaying. But people are going to pay that. People are going to pay end of the first round value if DJ gets cut, traded, whatever. I don't know how that works cap wise. I think they take a hit, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for the Cardinals. I don't know if anybody has that information. But Kenyon Drake is terrible, says Brissett's dad. Dude, he's looking amazing.
He's not
right
terrible.
now.
Honestly, I think he fits their system the way that, with Kyler Murray running out, option running, RPOs, bootlegs, and with a speed guy like Kenyon Drake, I think he fits perfectly into their scheme. And I honestly think Johnson is going to be out. He's kind of played his way out. Injuries have not been kind to him, and Drake's the new guy in town, and they've been giving him the carries, and he's stepped up. I think the offense is going to kind of incorporate his speed a lot. The way he kind of runs off the edge, I think is going to be important. I don't think DJ is going to be on that team.
Yeah, Drake to me, like you couldn't word it. I actually said that in my video that I did, that no quarterback fits this offense better than Kyler Murray, that the Cardinals organization and the coaching staff had a bunch of balls, big brass balls, when they said, you know what? We don't care if Rosen was our future. And that just happened the year prior. They went ahead and said, you know what? We're changing directions and we're doing it now. We're going to be aggressive and bold. We're going and getting Kyler Murray. We're shipping Rosen off after the fact. We don't even care. We're taking Kyler Murray now. And they had balls to do that. And this offense is tailor-made for Kyler Murray. And I feel like Kenyon Drake is the exact same thing. He fits the mold for the type of running back they want to run in this offense.
They're going to kill you with speed, play action, set it up, and over the top. They're going to kill you over the top. And they got some fast receivers on that team. So when they start baiting you, when they start running that play action, or you start coming in on Kyler Murray, over the top, and that's going to be a dangerous side. There's going to be a very scary offense.
You can't blame Drake all that much for his past, for being in Miami.
No, Miami, you can't.
Being misused. Look how many people waste away in Miami. Look how good DeVante Parker should be your case in point for why you can't judge Drake based on his past in Miami and say, oh, well, he's had a lot of time to do it. You try running behind that offensive line and with those coaching staff, how that coaching staff deploys their running backs and uses those weapons in that offense. DeVante Parker's been missing on a milk carton for half a decade.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we see signs of what a lot of people alluded to everyone said DeVante Parker's a big name talent. He's going to be amazing. He's going to be a beast. And he hasn't shown up. Why? Because it's been Miami.
Coaches are terrible. And that's the thing. With a bad team, you get misused. Coaches don't run the right plays for you. You get wasted away. Talent just gets wasted. And Drake kind of got lucky. He got traded to the Cardinals because I'm going to tell you, I was a Niner fan. I've watched the Cardinals. We play them twice a year. That team is dangerous. They're a good young team on the rise. They got a good young coach. They have a smart system there. They're doing what they got to do. They're going to be a team. They may not win games, but they're going to be in games, and they can score. Like this year, they were in a lot of games because that offense kept them alive. And
Yeah.
I tell you, man, they got a scary team.
I will say this so I don't get ahead of myself and let an injury take out my prediction, even though my prediction will end up being correct, but through another player. And that happens to me a lot. Like, it'll be this guy, this guy will be a breakout candidate behind this guy, but yet there are two backups, so together it's the safe call to save both of them. So I'm going to say this. Go get Edmonds and go get Drake. If they replace Edmonds with another big-name rookie, then it's the pair, the duo, the whatever. But Drake and that player together, which that second player should be relatively cheap to handcuff to Drake, that player is going to be rock-solid safe in an offense that is tailor-made to feed the running back the ball in 100 different ways. Yeah. So go get Drake and his handcuff, whoever it may be, in 2020, and you'll be darn safe if you do so. So where do you slot Drake as of right now, knowing the DJ isn't sent packing yet, knowing the DJ is not traded or cut?
I would say I'm a little bold here. I'm going to say Drake's top 10 running back.
Nice. I like it. I think he easily has that in the cards. I think he could be a first rounder if
he came into that team. Since he came into that team, I mean, he's been rolling. I remember when the first game he came in, when he played the Niners, and I saw this guy, I was like, oh, this guy's perfect for the system, and he's been running all over teams. I'm telling you, this guy's good. But I do like what you said, handcuff him with Edmonds, because injuries happen, and you never know. With the team like that, they like to get a guy that has talent like Edmonds. He's got talent. You don't want him to just sit around. So they're going to give him touches. They're going to incorporate him into that offense.
He had 166 yards rushing, 6.9 a pop, 2 TDs in week 16. He also had 3 receptions for 18 yards.
Yeah,
the week prior, 137 and 4 TDs. He had 1 reception for 9 yards. Week before that, 37 yards, 31 yards, a bye week. 67, 35, 110, and a touchdown in week 9. Just kind of going back through the entire season. 6 TDs in the last 2 games. I think what he does in week 17 will help paint a better picture for what maybe people are going to be anticipating him to do in 2020, and maybe give us a little hint as of that, that coaching staff is totally committed to him by using him. But man, he fits the mold of this offense and what they want for their running back. And he only has 22 receptions so far, but let's see. What week did he end up getting traded to the Cardinals? What week was that?
We played the week, it was the Halloween game. So that was what, week?
That was his first game?
I think so, week 11, week 10.
So week 11. So
9? No, I think week 9.
Week 9? Week 9, yeah, you're right. Week 9, so he's had 4 reception. Let's see what he would be averaging on the year since a Cardinal. So reception-wise, 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 16. About 60 receptions. That's very respectable.
It's not bad.
So I think going into 2020, I think expecting near, 1,800 total yards if he's the starter, the full-time guy, 62 to 65 receptions and like 10 TDs would not be crazy for Drake, and that would make him easily a top 5 to 10 running back.
And he's on the right offense for him. I think he can.
All right, Dr. Raj, I'm going to make this an hour-long show today and let you go. And what are you thinking? Maybe doing a semi, not every week, but somewhat regular appearance on the show.
We can do something every week. We can do something, a show every week. I think it's good. We can talk about, like I said, maybe every week leading up to the draft, we can rank a different group. Like today we did wide receivers. We can talk running backs, quarterbacks, rank each group. And then we can start talking about our favorite draft prospects and, talk about who do you think, as far as, then once they get drafted, which rookies do you think will stand out, kind of stuff like that.
Andrew, we'll get to tight ends on another topic. He's continuing to top, a little off topic, but top 5 tight ends for 2020. I will get to it, I promise you.
We can
taking it
like
position by position, my man.
Yeah.
Kelsey and Kittle and Kelsey. How's that? And Andrews and Waller and who's number 5?
So Kittle, Kelsey, Ertz,
or Waller, Ertz, Andrews. Maybe Higbee. Maybe Higbee's getting in the mix.
Maybe Higbee.
So there you go, Andrew. Already knocked it out for you.
Boom, bang. Bang.
All right, Dr. Raj, appreciate you. And yeah, let's do it. If it's not every week, like every other week, whatever, we'll figure it out. But at least be 2 times a month, maybe more.
At least, yeah. Just hit me up. Message me. I'm always available for you.
Okay, keep it up. And if you guys don't already follow them, RSF 49ers on Instagram.
You're missing out. If you do, you're great. And tomorrow night, the biggest game of the year, the game of the decade, the last game of the decade, San Francisco 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks. For every single marble out there, number 1 seed.
And if you want to watch that game, just head on over to IG and go to RSF 49ers, and he has that live. He's always
can't wait, man. I'm
hammering
excited.
those out. Okay, thanks, Dr. Raj. Appreciate you.
I'm a man.
Later, man.
Smitty. Happy New Year.
You too, Ben.
All right, thanks.
All right, everyone. So there you have it. We did our top 20 wide receivers. We got Thomas, Hopkins, Adams, Hill, Godwin, Evans, Julio, Golladay, Cooper, and a bold little A.J. Brown. We did this through groupthink. This isn't necessarily my rankings. This is the average that we kind of all came up with, throwing out names, and when we saw enough votes, we put them in the spot. So this is not my ranking. It is the community's ranking. Lockett, Sutton, Allen, Parker, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, CHARK, McLaurin, A-Rob, Diggs, Missed the Cut, Odell, Juju, Edelman, Landry, Thielen, DK, Ridley, DEEBO, KIRK, Woods, and a few others. If your player that you love isn't on that list, don't get all upset. Well, you can get upset if you want, but it doesn't mean they aren't like going to be inserted right here as the next person. This is not in any particular order. The Missed the Cut and people not on this list could definitely be on the list. And we talked a lot about Drake and how I think Drake, if you pair him to whatever handcuff he's going to have in 2020, you're looking at one of the craftiest running back ones that you might be able to buy a whole hell of a lot cheaper than running back one value. We will see. I could also see him going in mocks in the first round if DJ got cut or traded or whatever. But as of right now, Drake is one of the most exciting running backs to acquire. We also talked a ton about A.J. Brown and how I have a bold prediction out there that A.J. Brown will be a top 5 wide receiver in 2020. By 2020's end, this guy is a beast in the making. Doesn't even know how good he can be. He hasn't even acquired the spatial intelligence that Michael Jordan mastered, that Calvin Johnson was a master of. Knowing your surroundings, mastering the space and players around you to use that big frame of his that's going to make him impossible to guard and contain and make him be able to go up and get any ball over any defender at any time he wants. That's the kind of talent and skill this guy has. I can't wait. Very upset, says Brissett, that Hardman is not on the list. He's on the Missed the Cut list, boy. Take Cooper out, says Allen. I don't know about that. Whoops. Why is that not playing? Play my music. Soundboard's not working. I'm out of here. That puts a wrap on the show. A.J. Brown, a late 2021st. No, he will not need to go that high. Jake, you will not need to take him that high. Me ranking A.J. Brown 10 out of all wide receivers makes it kind of bold ranking. So if you mix in running backs, QBs, and tight ends, mix in Lamar, maybe Mahomes, mix in Kelsey and probably Kittle, and then all the running backs, A.J. Brown's not going to come near the top 12, bro. Don't take him that high. Steal him away later. That's the whole point of this. But A.J. Brown, to me, is top 5 wide receiver talent. Don't draft him that high. Draft him at the 10 to 15 wide receiver range because you can. Later, everybody. Appreciate all of you. And thanks to Dr. Raj for coming on. And you will see me probably tomorrow morning. I'll do a live, a Sunday morning live. I'm not positive, but I'm going to try. And good luck to everybody in Week 17. Don't play Week 17, but if you play it, good luck to you. But you shouldn't be playing it. And if you miss reheating Christmas dinner with Smitty, watch it on my YouTube feed. It is a great video. It's a picture of me cooking, and I go to town reheating my Christmas dinner later.